You guys added NDI back in March 2019. Now, I've been a big proponent of NDI. I actually heard about NDI from Dr. Cross before it was called NDI, before we even knew what it was. I didn't even realize what he was telling me about, and he had it fully cooked. And then that IBC show, he introduced it to the world. But from the very get-go, I was very vocal with you guys and your engineers and your ownership saying, get NDI into your products. And the Pearl-2 you were able to do it with, and I understand some of the other products you'd like to, but there's just not enough horsepower in there. But talk about the whole genesis of how you got NDI into the Pearl-2.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was an exciting technology from the beginning, and we were certainly keeping an eye on it and looking how the market was changing and how people were adopting it and using it. And around the same time that we decided to pull the trigger and add it as a feature set to the Pearl-2, which of course was available to any pre-existing owners through a simple firmware update. It was around the same time we saw a huge uptick in other manufacturers like camera manufacturers implementing it built into their cameras. So it really changed the ecosystem, and so it only made sense to go along with that.
And you guys, one of the things before we get into the NDI features of the Pearl-2, I think something that's very important is you guys took not only a firmware approach to adding NDI, you took a firmware approach to adding 4K. So if you have a Pearl-2, you don't have to pay for 4K if you don't need it, but if you want 4K, it's ready to go. You just have to pay for that firmware upgrade.
Exactly. It is an optional add-on. And quite honestly, I would say the vast majority of people are not quite ready for a full 4K workflow yet. It's coming, but bandwidth isn't free, so it's sometimes a bit of a barrier. But we have that add-on for the Pearl-2 where you can add the 4K support. That would give you 4K HDMI, 12G, 4K SDI inputs, support for 4K over NDI, and of course 4K streaming and recording.
Thank you for watching this highlight from the Video Guys Live webinar. If you like this video or you want to learn more, check out the full webinar in our description, or head on over to videoguys.com for more information.